U.S. soldiers released from North Korea. What you need to know in 500 words. Washington, D.C. After more than 2 months in North Korean custody, American soldier Travis King is returning to the United States, ending a saga that risked further inflaming tensions between Washington and Pyongyang. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than U.S. officials on Wednesday thanked Sweden and China for facilitating King's release, but stressed that the move does not represent a diplomatic breakthrough with North Korea. King spent weeks in jail in South Korea for assault earlier this year before he crossed the border into North Korea in July. Here's what you need to know. King, a 23-year-old Army private from southeast Wisconsin, joined the U.S. military in 2021. Speaking to U.S. media outlets, family members previously described him as nice and quiet. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than, but relatives told the Associated Press earlier this year that his mental health took a turn after the death of his 7-year-old cousin in February. King was supposed to fly home from Seoul to Texas after his release from prison in July. But he left the airport and, days later, he joined a civilian tourist group in the South Korean border village of Panmunjom. On July 18, he ran into North Korea across the demilitarized zone that separates the two countries. North Korea said through its official KCNA news agency on Wednesday that it decided to expel King, who is black, after concluding an investigation over his entry into the country. King confessed that he illegally intruded into the territory of North Korea, as he harbored ill feelings against inhuman maltreatment and racial discrimination within the U.S. Army and was disillusioned about the unequal U.S. society, the KCNA report said. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than nothing, according to U.S. officials. We made no concessions as part of securing his return, U.S. Department of State Matthew Miller told reporters on Wednesday. Miller said King was transported across the border from North Korea to the Chinese city of Dandong, where he was met by U.S. Ambassador to China Nicholas Burns. From there, he boarded a State Department plane to Shenyang, China, and was subsequently transferred to a U.S. airbase south of Seoul. By Wednesday afternoon, he was en route to the U.S. That is unclear. The Pentagon could take disciplinary action and/or pursue criminal charges against King. So far, it has not made any announcements to that effect, not necessarily. Miller said Washington favors diplomacy with Pyongyang, but King's release does not signal a rapprochement. There has been a recent spike in tensions amid increased military drills between the U.S., South Korea and Japan, as well as North Korean missile testing. The U.S. has also warned North Korea against selling weapons to Russia for its war in Ukraine. I would not see this as a sign of some breakthrough. I think it's a one-off, Miller said of King's release.